First Lady of France making quite the move now in a lawsuit concerning her gender. We'll have that story coming up first. 7-Eleven. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Andre Farrow.
And we have brutal delays in the Bronx. If you're traveling on the westbound Cross Bronx, right by exit 1 by the Deegan, there's a crash there. But there's also delays approaching the Bronx River Parkway in the westbound Cross Bronx, and the westbound Bruckner is super slow, heading from the Bruckner interchange to the Hunts Point drawbridge. If you're heading south in the Bronx right now, very slow on the Bronx River Parkway. Gun Hill Road area, there's a stall, and you have delays that go back to the Cross County Parkway. Many cars have hopped on the thruway heading down towards McLean Avenue, passing Yonkers Raceway, but that's slow as well now, heading down towards the Marshalloo and the southbound side of the Henry Hudson Parkway, coming down from the Sawmill. You have big delays over by McLean Avenue, and the westbound Cross County Parkway is slow by Yonkers Avenue. Southbound Spring in lower Westchester County, we have a crash heading down towards Central Avenue as you approach the Cross County Parkway. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 35 in at the George, about 25 minutes in at the Lincoln. The Holland is worse because of the Pulaski Skyway delays. Go with the Newark Bay Extension. Traffic sponsored by St. Joachim and Ann Nursing Rehabilitation Center. Andre Farrow, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York. Are you looking to make a difference? St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
On this day in 1796.
One last time.
Did she say 1796?
U.S. President was published. Now, Joe, he didn't sing it like Christopher Jackson. But, this is a pretty cool way to mark the day.
It is.
Yeah, and we have a nice looking day.
Hey, it's not going to be cool today, that's for sure. It's starting out mild, and it's going to get warm with sunshine pretty quickly. Nice breeze out of the north and west all day long. Our high 84. Tonight will be clear, kind of breezy, and it will turn cooler. Down to 60 in Midtown, 50s in most suburbs. Sunny, beautiful tomorrow, but a lot cooler, only 73. Sunshine will mix with clouds Sunday. Nice finish to the weekend with a high of 71. Not bad Monday, partly sunny, a high about 76. Now, the allergy alert forecast sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates. Ear, nose, throat, and allergy care close to home. The outlook today, low to medium. Ragweed and sagebrush being the predominant pollens. Right now in Central Park, it's sunny and 68. We're on our way to a high of 84 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
France's First Lady Brigitte Macron is going to have testing done to prove that she was born female. Why on earth would she do that, you ask? Well, because she and her husband, the president, have filed a defamation lawsuit against right-wing podcaster Candace Owens, who's repeatedly questioned Mrs. Macron's gender identity. Macron lawyer Tom Clare telling the BBC's Fame Under Fire podcast that while it's incredibly upsetting to think that you have to go and subject yourself to put this type of proof forward, she is going to do it. Meantime, this is not the first lawsuit of its kind filed by the Macrons. They sued French bloggers Amandine Roy and Natasha Ray and won, but that was overturned on appeal based on freedom of expression. The Macrons had filed an appeal. Mayor Adams held a roundtable meeting Thursday with members of the transgender people of color community. Later, he told reporters he will challenge a school policy regarding who uses what bathroom.
I don't support girls and boys using the same restroom. I don't support that.
The city education department requires schools to provide students access to bathrooms consistent with their gender identity. If a student requests more privacy, schools are required to provide an alternative. Well, the mayor says he does not believe that facilitates a safe environment, adding, "We've become so politically correct," quote, "that we are incorrect." When asked by Gothamist, the department declined to comment on the mayor's remarks. A new Trump move against diversity, equity, and inclusion, this time in Texas.
The DOJ is investigating the Austin Office of Equity and Inclusion and whether it violates the Civil Rights Act due to DEI practices. The letter from Assistant U.S. Attorney General Harmeet Dillon to the mayor of Austin claims the city is engaged in discriminatory employment practices based on race, sex, and nation of origin. Austin Mayor Kirk Watson says the city is compliant with the law.
Correspondent Chris Fox. House Speaker Mike Johnson is scheduled to vote later this morning on a bill that would fund the government for the next 7 weeks past the September 30th deadline.
Johnson has to contend with some members of his own party who want tens of millions of dollars in additional funding included to boost the security of members of Congress. Passage of what's called a continuing resolution buys Republicans and Democrats more time to agree on a budget without the possibility of a government shutdown looming over them. Democrats say they won't support the CR unless it addresses their concerns about the soaring cost of health insurance coverage for millions of Americans.
That's Christopher Cruz. A so-called clean CR, which is what Republicans are proposing, would simply fund agencies at current levels. Even if the House approves this, it would need the support of at least 7 Democrats in the Senate to pass, or the government will begin to shut down on October 1st. Quite an admission in the new memoir from former Vice President Kamala Harris.
According to an excerpt obtained by The Atlantic, Harris revealing she wanted to pick former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg as her running mate, but decided it would be too risky to have a gay man on the ballot. She writes, "We were already asking a lot of America to accept a black woman married to a Jewish man. Part of me wanted to say, screw it, let's just do it. But knowing what was at stake, it was too big of a risk."
That's correspondent Perry Russum. The book 107 Days comes out next Tuesday, with the former vice president then embarking on a 15-city tour. It is 2 years of probation and fines for 81-year-old actor Gary Busey. This is for groping a woman at Monster Mania Con at the Doubletree Hotel in Cherry Hill, New Jersey in 2022.
He pleaded guilty last month to 1 count of criminal sexual contact. As part of the plea agreement, 3 counts of criminal sexual contact were dismissed. Busey's attorney asked the judge to sentence the actor to only fines and not probation because Busey doesn't live in New Jersey and has no plans to leave California. His attorney also cited numerous health problems due to his age. Judge Gwendolyn Blue said because he has had previous contact with the criminal justice system and because of the seriousness of the offense, probation is warranted.
Correspondent Trish Hartman. Hey, you can now use the Fair Pay card on all bus and light rail systems on New Jersey Transit. NJT says they're expanding the card use following what was a successful pilot program. So, starting today, you can buy a Fair Pay card that's preloaded with bus or light rail monthly passes. Ones with 10 bus trips only will be available starting October 1st. You can get the cards at ticket vending machines or at a ticket booth that's at the Port Authority Bus Terminal in Old Bridge, Lakewood, Atlantic City Bus Terminal, Wildwood, and the Walter Rand Transportation Center. We're hearing now from the Brooklyn bodega worker involved in a fatal confrontation with a man who he and others at the Royal Deli in Brooklyn say was a known troublemaker. Kevin Mello says Jerry Hill had stormed into the bodega looking for a fight, that he was screaming that he was going to kill people and then walked up to Mello and punched him in the face. Fernando Mateo, who heads the United Bodegas of America, is calling on the Brooklyn DA to drop the charges.
Mr. Mello was telling me that one of the customers that was in the store got involved in the altercation and hit Mr. Hill as well, because they were all trying to stop the abuse of what he was doing.
Police confirm Jerry Hill had 26 priors. Now this message, life's a journey. Wear comfortable shoes. EricShoes.com.
I was walking through the park when someone collapsed. My naloxone saved them.
My roommate wasn't breathing. I used naloxone. It worked in minutes.
I found my son in his room. He had taken too many of his prescription painkillers. A simple spray saved his life.
Carrying naloxone doesn't mean you have a drug problem. It's first aid. When someone's life is in your hands, be ready. Keep naloxone close. It could save a life. Learn how to get it free and anonymously at stopoverdoses.nj.gov. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
1010 wins at 92.3 FM, moving at the speed of New Yorkers.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 70 degrees. It is 7:20 on this Friday, September 19th. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. As the Jimmy Kimmel debate rages on, President Trump now saying,
all they do is hit Trump.
Yeah, and so he thinks the FCC should revoke broadcast licenses of networks whose show hosts criticize him personally. Cops looking for a rapist in the Village. The teachers union giving the cell phone ban an A+ grade.
We are all pleasantly surprised.
Or Glenn Schuck with more on that. The latest vaccine fight over the Hep B shot for infants. And Bad Bunny prepping to go live Saturday night.
Very excited to be here on Sábado Gigante. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he'll host the season premiere of SNL. In sports, Mets beat the Padres 6-1. Yankees shut out Baltimore 7-0. AccuWeather sunny, warm today to high 84. Wings News Time 7:21. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Andre Farrow.
Getting word of a crash on the southbound side of the New England Thruway in lower Westchester County, heading down towards Mamaroneck Avenue. But the bigger delay I'm noticing is on the southbound Sprain, heading down towards Central Avenue. We have a stall there. As you come down from Jackson Avenue, you're going to need some extra time. Everything in the Bronx is very slow. Southbound Bronx River Parkway over by Gun Hill Road, there's a stall. And the southbound side of the Deegan coming down from the Thruway as you pass McLean Avenue and heading past the Marshalloo, bumper to bumper. Westbound on the Cross County Parkway, Yonkers Avenue, and heading south on the Sawmill to head down towards the Henry Hudson Park. We have lots of volume there. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 40 minutes solid in at the George Washington Bridge, eastbound 46 and the southbound Palisades ramp, and eastbound 4 by Jones Road. You're tapping the brakes. I would go with the inbound Lincoln over the Holland if you can. The Pulaski Skyway delays inbound are hellacious. They go all the way back to almost Newark Airport. The Newark Bay Extension, also a better option. Traffic is sponsored by Moderna. Andre Farrow, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Mnexspike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mnexspike.com. That's mnexspike.com.
As the Jimmy Kimmel suspension fires up a debate over free speech in this country, President Trump tells reporters on Air Force One he thinks the FCC should consider revoking broadcast licenses over late-night hosts who speak negatively about him.
All they do is hit Trump. That's all they do. They're getting only bad publicity. They're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
Well, that comment comes amidst an uproar over ABC pulling the Jimmy Kimmel Show off the air indefinitely over comments he made about the Republican response to the murder of Charlie Kirk. A long list of comedians fired back at all of this, including David Letterman. He blasted ABC as, quote, trying to suck up to an authoritarian and criminal administration. Stephen Colbert had this to say on The Late Show on CBS.
ABC thinks that this is going to satisfy the regime. They are woefully naive. And clearly, they've never read the children's book, If You Give a Mouse a Kimmel.
Jon Stewart made a rare Thursday appearance to host The Daily Show. He did a monologue satirically kowtowing to the administration.
Coming here tonight from the real the crime-ridden cesspool that is New York City. It is a tremendous disaster like no one's ever seen before. Someone's National Guard should invade this place, am I right?
Chelsea Handler wasn't kidding around.
We have to be the one to make our voices heard and not capitulate to being silenced. I know things are scary, but this isn't a time for fear. It's a time for action. Peaceful, nonviolent mobilization and protesting loudly.
Speaking on Instagram, she likened what's happening to McCarthyism. In Hudson Square Thursday, a protest outside the ABC headquarters organized by the group Refuse Fascism. Today, another protest is planned by members of the Writers Guild. A Queens high school student is accused of threatening to shoot up his school, and police say it went frighteningly beyond the comments on social media.
At Benjamin Cordozo High School, a 16-year-old has been arrested after being found in a classroom with a loaded gun. Mayor Adams says he posted online threatening to shoot the school up.
While this is a horrific sign of the times, we are heartbroken that this threat ever existed in one of our high schools. We're also grateful because this is the perfect example of the system working properly.
NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch says the FBI and NYPD quickly took action.
The student was quickly removed from his classroom without incident and brought to an empty conference room.
The student was found with 3 phones on him, and the gun was loaded with 13 rounds in the machine. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.